Hey guys, Daley Tech here, and I know a lot of you guys have been wondering where I've been for the last few months. Truth is, a number of issues did come up in real life for me. Also, for those of you using the PS Move service, you may have noticed that there's been hardly any updates to speak probably in the last 6 months or so. Not that they really need any kind of updates because it is working pretty well, but there really hasn't been any progress, so that means there's really not much to report on it. And lastly, I'm going to confess a little bit, I did buy myself an Oculus Rift CV1. But don't worry, that doesn't mean I'm about to give up on any kind of custom VR because I still love tinkering with this stuff and I am going to keep it up from time to time. So if really new and cool things do come out in this space down the road, there is a chance I'll probably be making a video of it. Also, since I do have the Oculus Rift now, I might decide to put up a few game reviews depending on what you guys are looking for. But for the sake of this video, I have gone back and I decided to try out Riftcat after quite some time. And as it turns out, they have done a ton of work on this program and have even released a version 2.0 now. For some of you, this might be old news, but I do want to give some newer people a chance to look at it and also give people that are already using it a bit of my own feedback on how I like it so far. Right off the bat, the couple things I noticed right away is that everything looks a lot more polished, it's much more user-friendly, and everything seems to be connecting a lot smoother now, and I'm getting far fewer crashes than I ever had. For those of you unfamiliar with Riftcat, what it is, it's a piece of software that'll trick your PC into thinking your phone is actually a VR display. What this means is you can use your phone to play VR games in Steam VR. All you really need to have is Riftcat, smartphone, and a VR headset like this that you could put your phone into. Also, if you already have a GearVR for your Samsung phone, the GearVR is fully supported and has its own app so that it will use the sensors that are built into the gear to give you a bit smoother display when you're turning your head. If you want to try out Riftcat for free, check the link in the description. There is a download link that you can grab it. There is no need to pay to test it out. So like I said, let's take a look at the software so you guys know what you're getting yourselves into when you open this up, and perhaps some new people that haven't used Riftcat will be able to pick this up and give it a try for themselves. And this way you could try out VR for a super cheap price instead of having to go out and get a whole bunch of expensive equipment just to find out that maybe you don't like it at the end of the day. So let's head over to the desktop, we'll take a look at the software, and then we're going to give it a test ride in Project Cars 2. Before connecting your phone, you'll have the option to use it over Wi-Fi or to USB tether. If you're able to tether, then use that because it's the most reliable way and it'll give you the best performance. Unfortunately, due to hardware limitations, tethering isn't possible on the GearVR. For the sake of this video, I'm going to use Wi-Fi since I am using a GearVR, so I'll connect my phone and get it started now. Now this is the new interface for Riftcat. At the top, you'll see the status of your subscription. If you simply download it and run the software, you'll have 5 minutes of playtime in each session. So once the time is up, you'll need to open Steam VR again and start a new session. If you log into the software with Google or you create an account with Riftcat, you'll have 10-minute long sessions, which is much more than enough to make sure that everything is connecting and working for you. And then, once you make sure everything is working well, you're looking at about $20 to buy it, and you'll get unlimited playtime forever. Normally this button up here will start up Steam VR for you, but let's take a look at some of the configuration before we do that. You'll see that this now supports Moonlight. This is an NVIDIA specific setting and it'll use their incredible streaming protocol to get the image to your phone. The video latency in this mode is supposed to be absolutely top notch. I've never really had a chance to try it out for myself, but if you do, I'm dying to hear how that works out for you. And secondly, if you own the Nolo VR controller kit, here is where you can enable the wireless mode. The cool thing is that there's info buttons next to these that'll give you all the information you need on these settings and how to get them working properly. Now let's look at the Veerage settings. Here's where you can set all the details on how the stream gets to your phone. Things like resolution of stream. You can also add audio to the stream so that way you can use the headphone jack on your phone for the audio. Now a quick note on the setting from my experience is that there's a tad bit of delay on it, but your mileage may vary. Under the advanced settings, you can fine-tune things a little bit. The optimal settings will depend on your phone and network, so be sure to check the info bubbles and descriptions to see how each setting will affect your video stream. I won't go over each setting in detail, but I do want to point out two new features that I did notice here, and those are that you can adjust the tracking prediction to help smooth out any jitter, but that does come at a cost of latency. So this one's going to be set to more of a personal preference. And lastly, you can adjust the IPD and zoom of the image. These will both help incredibly to help fine-tune the image and make sure your field of view is as big as possible, and also to clear up the image a little bit if it's blurry by adjusting the IPD setting just right. So let's start up Steam VR here, and we'll take a peek at the options while the stream is active. Now that Steam VR is up and running and the stream is going to my phone, you'll see here that there are a number of settings that we can actually adjust on the fly. You can adjust your bitrate, your frame rate, the streaming mode, if you want to turn sound streaming on or off, all while everything is running. You can also change your tracking settings to help tweak it and make sure you're getting the best head motion as you can. And of course, you can adjust the IPD and zoom from here as well. Being able to do all of this while in game and while the stream is running and directly from your desktop is such an amazing improvement, and it makes getting everything set up correctly 1,000 times faster and easier. So now that we've checked out the settings, let's get Project Cars fired up and we're going to see how this thing performs. Now a quick disclaimer here, I am absolutely terrible at racing sims. I have virtually no experience using them, and I play every single one just like it's an arcade game. Yes, I know that's completely wrong, but I can't help myself. Now that being said, I'm not going to do too much of a review on it, only because there's enthusiasts out there that are going to rip my head off for any kind of criticism that I might give the game. But in general, from what I could tell, the game is really great and does get some pretty good reviews. And believe me, playing any kind of racing game in VR where you get to sit in the cockpit and look around in a 3D world, it adds a whole new perspective on how you look at racing games. Because you actually feel like you're sitting in that car on the racetrack instead of just looking at a square and flat monitor in front of you. Now here's the wheel setup I'm going to be using. It's a Thrustmaster T80 wheel and pedals. It's really nothing special, it's quite bare bones, but it does get the job done. And this stand is something I just put together with some scraps I found in my garage. And yes folks, that is a cup holder you see, and this is the only time I'm going to condone drinking and driving. Alright, so here we are in the car, and this is really cool. If you guys have never experienced being in a car in VR, it's pretty neat. It kind of looks like you're actually sitting on the track. So what you're seeing in front of you right now, you see the menu in the way. I'm going to get it out of the way in a second, but just want to look around the car to give you an idea. So you can actually look down into your body. You can look back. Seats in the way a little bit. The one thing I do want to notice, the one thing I want to mention is that there is no head positional tracking. So as you can see, as I move left and right, I'm not moving left and right in the car. Everything looks pretty stable. Now, you can put together your own positional head tracking, and I have a video guide on how to do that. And it's about 20 bucks to get the whole thing set up. It's really cheap to do. It's a little bit of work, but once it's going, it works really well, and it adds a ton of immersion in this, because in that case, you can actually look out the window a little bit, and it's easier to look over and check your mirrors. But anyways, let's give this thing a go. I'm going to do my best to not finish dead last, but it's probably going to happen. I'm going to try to follow the pack as much as I can and make moves, maybe never, or just crash. But we'll see how it goes. Let's fire it up. I got a really basic shifting system here. I just use a paddle shift. So, let's see if we can keep this corner nice. I won't be so heavy on the gas as I always am. Oh, I almost lost it there. Big corner, big corner. Alright, so far so good. I'm staying with the pack. Past one person. I'll take that. I'm going to find a good opportunity to pass. Hold on a sec, fog it up. Alright, here we go. Whoa, whoa, wow! No, we're still in it. We're still in it. Kind of, we're still in it. You know, way in last now. One wipeout. We can't recover. I'm sure some of you guys can, but I definitely can't. Try to do stupid things like that. Overshoot on a turn. Oh man, here we go. I didn't warm up my headset before putting it on as I'm getting crazy fog here. No! Makes it feel like foggy weather. We'll just say it's foggy weather. Even though the frickin' sky is blue. That's a good turn right there. That's a good turn. Big dirty turn up here. To pass now, but I guess I gotta work hard to catch up. No, 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 no! Wipe out! Wipe out! No. Keep it together. Fog fixed. Here we go. Alright, let's do this. Best lap yet coming up. Here we go. I can see them up there. See them in their distance over there.
That's your best first sector so far. Nice one.
Nope, 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 nope. Oh. Thought I could try to fishtail rather. Alright. Here we go. We're trying. We're trying. Now there's no chance of catching up, right? Oh yeah. Man, it feels... Uh-oh. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Just floor it, baby. I'll tell you what, though. I wish I was good at these games. Because this would be awesome. It wouldn't take me very long before I realize I am terrible. See? And then, yeah, I just think it's an arcade. Just hammer it. Hammer it into the corner. think people should start lapping me soon. Easy does it. There we go. Small speed.
One more lap to go.
Last lap. Let's make it good. Ooh. No, no! Oh, jeez, I almost flipped there. I wonder if my tires are changing colors. I think it's because they're getting worn out. But yeah, this game is perfectly playable in using Riftcat. This is really cool. Even without the head position, it's still really neat experience. Honestly, for the cost of one of these VR headsets, even the GearVRs, you can find them used for like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks maybe, tops. 30 bucks used. Well, there you have it. Dead friggin' last. So, what can you do? Anyways, this was fun. But definitely, if you guys have the opportunity, if you got a phone that works, you got a good racing game that has VR capabilities, totally worth a shot. Give it a try. It's really going to cost you nothing. If it doesn't work, you know, no big deal. And besides, you can give the thing a try for free. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.